Now, let's talk a little bit about this comforting story people love to tell themselves during spikes in inflation. It's transitory. It's temporary. It's not going to last forever. Sometimes that's right. Sometimes it is transitory. But we took a look at a research report. It's titled History Lessons: How Transitory is Inflation. Now, you know I love anything with the title History Lessons because that's the title of my book that I published in 2018. But this particular report, which is not related to that book, makes a very important point. Looking at inflation across 14 developed economies since 1970, the authors found that moderate inflation often does fade. For instance, when inflation first rises above 4%, more than 60% of the time it never goes above 6% before starting to fall back down. The bad news is that once inflation gets above 6%, those odds shift dramatically. And once inflation exceeds 8%, it continued rising more than 70% of the time. Now, that should get your attention, not because of what's going on today, but what happened back in 2022 and 2023 when the inflation genie got out of the bottle and exceeded 8%. In other words, mild inflation spikes will often calm down. But once inflation becomes more entrenched, I would claim, like it did earlier in this decade, history suggests it tends to stick around a lot longer than policymakers, investors, and cable news optimists would prefer. And here's the part retirees really need to hear. Getting inflation back under control often takes years, not months. The research found a median time to get inflation back below 3% of roughly 1 to 2 years when inflation starts around 4%, about 7 years when inflation crests over 6%, and from 8% or higher, you're looking at 6 to 20 years with a median above 10 years for that inflation to get back down below 3%. 10 years, in my mind, is not transitory. It certainly isn't when it comes to retirement planning terminology. So, what do we have here? This is a planning condition. This is a condition that needs to be instituted and incorporated into your financial plan. Hope is not a strategy.